you said that. Those should have been the first words of the podcast.
I like to smell my own farts.
So bad that even JD's choking. Damn.
That's gross.
It's hard to make yourself choke. Damn.
Woo.
You think you'd be used to it?
There's a candle sitting right next to me too, and it does not help.
Oh, jeez.
Took a fruity fart.
That's funny. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 106 of Breaking the Mold, where your Realm of Collectors Tuesday Night Delight here on the YouTube channel. Let's go around the yard, say what's up. I'm Harrican BX. G Money, I'll start with you, brother.
This is literally the first time I've ever been the first person.
No,
What's
it's
going
not.
on?
No, it's
Skip him
not.
now. Skip him just for that.
Don't let it go to your head, Gary.
Maybe
No,
this
I
year. Maybe this
No,
year.
I swear I've never been first. I've never been first. I don't even know what to say. No. Everything is cool. Everything is good. I'm actually home alone with the cat for the whole week until Friday. So it's actually pretty sitting at the dining room table today. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what to do with myself.
Gary.
Dun, 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 dun.
Gary got some me time.
Yeah, which has really just been watching Disney Plus and Netflix and stuff around the house. I don't know, it's really no different.
Mm.
No.
All right. Shelf gravy.
Yo, what's up? I'm over here stinking myself out. I didn't eat much of anything today either.
I was about to say, did you eat something to deserve that? To deserve that rip?
Not really. Maybe yesterday, the day before. That's what we're getting.
More worrisome.
It's still inside you.
So maybe it's
I'm good. How you guys doing?
virus.
Yeah, really. Yeah. I'm gonna breathe it all in. But yeah, I'm good. How you guys doing?
Good, dude.
Good.
So
Great.
good. It's a very surprising and fun-filled weekend, full of reveals and whatnot, and smells. Yeah, I'm sure.
Did something happen this weekend? You had a party or something?
No. Nope. Living vicariously through the internet. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's not what I heard.
What'd you hear?
I heard you had a dog had a.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah. So Chewy got sprayed by a skunk. That was fun.
Ouch! Yep. That sucks.
So, all the clothes that we were wearing the night it happened. I think Chan has probably washed them like 6 times. I don't think there's any color or print left on the clothes anymore. No, she's very careful with that. But yeah, she pulled stuff out of the dryer here before I hopped on here and was like, "Tell me if this stuff smells." And I'm like, "Yeah."
Wow, it's that bad. It's really that bad. Wow.
Dude, she got it good. Like I could not go near her without wearing some sort of mask or something over my face, because that thing got her good. It must have been it was an old potent one or something. I don't know. It was funny though, because I had just come in. The 2 Bostons came with me in from outside. Elijah was still out there with Chewy, and I just hear him come in. Hey, can you come here for a second? We're like, what's wrong? And he's like, Chewy got out. We're like, okay, fuck. And I ran out the front door to run around here, and he's like, never mind, she's back in. She got sprayed within a matter of a minute. So she must have hopped the fence, met Mr. Skunky, got sprayed directly in the face, and was like, shit. I went back, take it back, hit the rewind, reset, and jumped over the fence. Was rolling around in the yard trying to wipe it off her face.
Oh God.
It's all over the patio, and oh, dude.
So does it look like something, or is it?
No,
just-
so it.
is
I
it
mean, it
invisible?
looks more like an oil, I guess,
Okay.
because that's what it is.
So you can see something like sprayed on
I
her.
mean, you could see that she's like wet.
Oh,
It was really. So it was. It was very. It was dark, so it was kind of hard to see. But like if you got close to her, dude, it was so strong. I don't know what. Like I've smelled plenty of skunks. There's skunks that get hit on the main drag coming here all the time. It's like this blew it out of the water. Like I could not get close to her without wearing a mask. It was disgusting. Like I'm like fucking gagging and carrying on. And
How long does it smell like that last?
so research says 14 to 21 days.
Fuck. God.
you know what sucks now is when you sell stuff, you can't say that it came from a skunk-free home.
Dude, you were reading my mind.
Look. Wow.
Oh shit.
I mean, she's pretty good. We bathed her pretty good the other night. She still needs another bath, but because you can smell it on her face where she got sprayed. But I mean, you got to get up in her face to really smell it.
Okay. That still sucks though.
Yeah,
14
but I mean,
days.
I used like the Nature's Miracle skunk remover stuff, and I sat outside with a handful of rags and just dumped this shit on. Was wiping her off, rubbing it into her fur, trying to get all the oil out, and like that alone helped pretty good. And then we just left her kind of contained to the laundry room, so it was easy to kind of clean up and wipe off. And then and then we gave her a bath. It was like peroxide and dish soap and baking soda, and let that sit on her for a couple minutes, and then wash it off. Gave her another bath with just the dish soap, and we gotta do it once, probably twice more maybe.
Yeah.
But we cleaned the fuck out of the rooms that she was in, and so it was like the bathroom and the laundry room. We scrubbed the shit out of those rooms, and can't really smell anything. I mean, unless you get close to her, and of course the patio out back, that stinks. My shoes got it a little bit,
Damn.
but it was just
Some
something
shit's already stunk.
probably. Yeah.
And people, well, that sucks, man. That sucks. But I'm glad that at least most of that smell is gone. For the people that follow you on Facebook, they saw an interesting status update today. You know, newly in a relationship. Congratulations, bro.
Yeah. Hey, thanks. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, thanks. It's just one of those things. It's probably about time that,
Figuring out.
I mean,
Facebook.
everybody knows anyway. So like, but it's cool. Whatever.
It's not
We'll do
official
something.
till it's Facebook official, right? That's
Well,
what they say.
I guess so. You did say that. Yep.
Was that your first time doing it on the Facebook, putting that status up there?
Yeah, probably since I was married.
Mm.
Yeah. And then I just removed it and was just like, whatever. I don't post anything really personal to begin with.
I know what it was, Jay.
What?
All the candles in the house all weekend, all
God,
romantic.
it's all romantic.
Yeah. You're like, you know what? Come Monday, I'm gonna change. Tuesday, I'm gonna change my status.
Now's the time.
Now it's time.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm not hiding anything, so whatever. We'll
Yeah. Congrats.
anyway, yeah. Yay!
Whatever that means.
Yeah. I mean, we've lived together for whatever the last 2 years about. So
Yeah. It's just
one of those things is
it's the world today. It's the social media world today that it's like interesting. Like when you do things like that, because it's such it's basically a thing that everybody that's following you, everybody on your list like would see. So it's just it's interesting. It's just interesting. This didn't happen 20 years ago. What I'm saying?
Right.
Maybe it was a small can full of people that you might have told, and that's who's congratulating you. It's not happening on like a virtual wall or whatever. Interesting. All right. Dominic, he was on assignment last week. Welcome back, brother.
Yes.
What's happening,
How
man?
you guys doing? Good. Had a good weekend. Enjoyed the weather. It was nice and warm. It was still one of, I guess, Florida's lows. It was like 57, 60 degrees this Sunday. So.
Oh man, people would be dying around here.
It was nice.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Yeah, the weather really nice over the weekend.
But watching the news trickle in and all the reveals happening this weekend, which was cool.
Yeah.
I had a skunk-free weekend, so.
Did you? Well, skunk,
Yeah.
skunk means a little something different to me. And Dave.
I stayed away from the Chipotle and the Chinese food, and so no.
Stayed away. Why?
Well, that's skunking it up in here. My wife.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Give it a nice little Dutch oven here and there when she deserves it.
Do you do it silent, or is it like a real like?
No, dude, I barely do anything silent. It's coming at you.
Fair warning. She gets fair warning.
Yeah, it's like you'll see the lightning first, but the thunder will follow. So.
Nice. All right, Energon Addict, what's up, dude?
Yo, what's good, guys? I had a cool weekend. A little more of a relaxed setting because had a busy week last week. But I guess we'll get into that later. But overall, good.
Good.
Sweet. And the analyzer, Brian Brink, what's up?
Yeah, it was good. Got some stuff done around the house. Saturday was great. I sat in this chair, I had coffee, and just watching news, watching YouTube videos, waiting for Hasbro to drop picks so I can do my Monday night, responsibilities. It was good. I watched this movie called Slow West on Netflix. Very interesting movie. But you don't have to watch it if you don't want to.
Was it a slow movie?
I don't know. It didn't go the way you think it was gonna go. But I'm scrounging around looking for stuff to watch. So just waiting for that next series to drop, type of stuff. And right now, I am ogling these Mega Constructs reveals for Masters of the Universe. That's stuff.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they released them Monday morning, it seems. So I'm a little distracted. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
All right.
That's all I got.
All right. And I had a busy weekend myself. So actually, I didn't really get to see a lot of the Toy Fair stuff. I think I probably maybe saw a good amount, but I guess when you guys talk about it, I'll be like, okay, yes, I did see that, or no, I didn't. I was mainly keeping an eye on the Transformers reveals and whatnot. But I worked Saturday and Sunday, and I had a lot of homework to do. And then, yesterday I didn't even get to watch ETR, so I'm sure your coverage was excellent, but didn't really get to see it because of school and whatnot. So very interested to see what you guys got tonight on all the Toy Fair stuff and the reveals and what you guys thought. I know Dave has an interesting perspective because he was pretty much in it, right? And as I know it, Toy Fair is a pretty exclusive event. It's not open to the public. I guess it's supposed to be sort of like media only. It's held in the same place they do New York Comic Con, which is the Jacob Javits Center in Midtown. So Dave, I think the past couple of years you've been in the thick of it. What is it like compared to New York Comic Con? Or is it as many displays, and how's the crowd there?
Okay, so all right, so let me try to answer each one of your questions. So for one, the first year I went, I I was there on the last day, so everything was set up already. It was kind of dead because everybody had already been there for the rush because it opened Saturday, so most people get it done by Monday.
Mhm.
Tuesday being the last day, it's just the stragglers or anybody that might have had some business ties they needed to to solidify. They came back, right?
Mhm.
So I went through that show on the first time fairly quickly, and it was kind of like all new to me. So I don't think that I really understood what was going on.
What
But
year
this
would
time
that be?
around, go ahead. What are you gonna say?
What year would have been your first trip?
I went in 18, but I didn't go in last year in 19.
Okay.
So this year, by Chris's connections with Mezco, he does the displays for them. We worked for them at New York Comic Con, and they kind of were impressed by our work ethic together. So they're like, you want Chris to bring Dave back, so they invited me to come back and work with the team, which was nice.
Oh, cool.
So now I'm getting like a perspective of it, like same way I did at New York Comic Con. Like you come in and it's basically like a war zone. Like it's people with forklifts, people pushing displays. Like you have to be on your toes. Like you just can't walk freely through the place because constantly you're having somebody, hey, watch your back, coming through, fucking pallets full of product and display cases just moving all over the place, as well as people like nailing down carpet, putting up lighting, bringing in just product of boxes, and it's a complete war zone. So I was kind of used to that, being that I did the New York Comic Con, but this time around, at least I knew what they needed from me. So when Mezco sets up, they have like probably like a good dozen or so people. A lot of that is just like people who are bringing in product. I would say probably a good like 4 to 5 of us were the ones doing the actual booth setup. When that entails like a lot of, if you've seen the banners that they put up, which they had all new banners this time around, and they kind of go up like a tent. So like if that makes any sense, if you guys ever pulled a tent apart and how the pieces connect with the wire in between it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're putting those together and you have to bolt them together. Once they're bolted, then you could slip on the covers with the art on it. So you would think that's kind of, it is kind of easy actually to do that. But once you start putting them together, like in order to keep them from like falling all over each other or falling forward or back, you kind of have to tie them together. And with that, you actually have to be a little precise with like a blade, cut a little hole, put a little zip tie through the hole. It's interesting, like to find that, somebody who works behind a desk all day, really, I'm not handy at all. But to start doing that, you kind of get like a sense of, I don't know, like not enjoyment, but like kind of like I'm kind of responsible for how the turnout's going to be. So, you kind of want to put your all in it. So, between me and Chris, I think we banged out probably the majority of those. Once those are set up, you got to kind of set up.
That's why they invited you guys back.
That?
That's why they invited you guys there.
Exactly.
I mean, it's true. I mean, it is true. It's a lot of work to be done. So
Yep.
I won't bore you with the rest, but a lot of it was actual hard labor too. Moving those cases, you have to wait for the people at the event to actually move them for you. But if you did that, you'd be there all day. And they're not going to sit there and wait for you to go, okay, I want it here now, but then 20 minutes later you got to move it somewhere else. So we had to kind of do that ourselves with the help of those little slip things that you put under the cases. We had to do that, but these cases are hundreds of pounds. So like I'm full force. It's like 3 of us moving these cases. They're huge. So by the end of the all, you're a little tired. So again, I won't bore you with all the specifics of it, but the next day is basically once everything's set up with the displays and where they want it, you have to start putting the product in. So that's when Chris's game comes up, and you see him pulling out his displays out of his boxes, one by one. and you got to kind of create a scene inside this case, and then followed by the amazing who does all the posing.
Posing. Yeah.
And I'm just there like in wow, like, you know what I mean? Like, it went from an empty carpeted space to now and almost like you're inside of a mini art gallery. To me, that's what it felt like. You know, the displays that are around you, the art that was done for their banners was just awesome. And then now you're putting these displays that Chris spent the last whatever few months on in, with all these lights and these little things that he added to it. And once the figures start going in, it starts coming to life, you know?
Yeah.
So you see one display done, and, you know, 90% of it was the display that Chris did, but the other 10 is the posing that brings it to life. And he's like, once it's done, it pops.
Yeah.
So it's just cool. It's really cool to see, you know, the passion also that you see, like some of these dudes that work for Mezco, like the actual guys that are doing the figures. These are the artists that are working on the figures, talk about it. You know, they're talking about it. They're telling you, you know, how they came up with an idea for this, and they have to tweak things too, because a lot of these things they're not ready, you know, to be sold.
It's not like a final product or anything like that.
Product.
Yeah.
So they work their magic and they do wonders with stuff that they have, with limited stuff that they have. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed, they had like Hydra soldiers in the display case. They painted those, like, you know, getting ready for the show. Those were all like another figure they just hand painted, but you wouldn't be able to tell even up close, like the details that they put into these toys. Like, it's like, yeah, we just did that, like, to make them look like that for now, you know, because we needed villains.
That's dope. You were able to actually get to like conversate with these dudes, like you said, like the artists.
The whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very down to earth people. They're really good people.
Nice.
Chris has developed a good relationship with them, and they, you know, they take care of you too when you're there. Hey, you need anything? You need coffee? There's water. Here's cookies. You know, they try to keep you fueled up. You know, they're ready to go.
Be like,
but even that you know, even the owner of the company came, and he's a gentleman. He's, you know, all family vibe with those people. So I enjoyed every part of it.
Nice. How was it when it was like the actual like media days? I guess like Saturday and Sunday when everything is going on. Is that more akin to like the actual like New York Comic Con when all the fans are in the Javits just keeping everything and taking pictures and shit?
I didn't know what to expect, so me and Chris left at the same time we did every day. We stopped to get something to eat before we went, and doors open at 9. So we get there, and it's like you would think they were giving out fucking free something, like, you know, just crowds of people in front of that booth, specifically the Mezco booth. There was people everywhere. There was a lot of people in the entrance of the Javits getting their tickets and stuff. We had prior, so we just walked right in, but I could imagine the wait for that was probably at least an hour just to get in.
Wow.
And
what about the amount of people in there? Like, because, you know, New York Comic Con gets packed. Is it anything like that as far as like the crowd side? No, right? Okay.
No, but still, I didn't expect to see what I saw at 9 a.m.
Okay.
Because you know how that big entrance is in there? There was a good probably about 250, 300 people like online.
Okay.
In that little thing. You know, New York Comic Con, you got people flooded in the streets.
Yep.
But so, you know, we got to the Mezco booth, and you just saw a line. There's a line probably about 50 deep. And the same display area that we did, picture it going in like almost like a U, like you would walk in one way and then come out after walking it out the other, like an upside down U, if that makes sense. So you could not even get through. We wanted to put our jackets in the back, you know, being that we were going to walk the rest of the show. We wanted to leave our stuff there. We had to wait like an hour before we got back there because there was so many people taking pictures and picking up their goodie bags and stuff like that.
So that's what I wanted to ask you. So, like, why why the mob, right? Like, are the goodie bags like people want to go because they know there's one and it's like first come first serve, or
Yeah, I don't think it's not done like that. So
okay? So I'm
the
like,
goodie
then
bags
why
will
wait
have
in line?
somebody attached to it.
What's that?
The goodie bags all have something attached to it, some a name essentially attached to it, or a company, you know. So it wasn't like a Joe Schmo comes in and goes, "Oh, could I have one of those?" Like,
Gotcha.
no, like you're not on the list, you don't get one.
Yeah. So essentially, you have to sign up and schedule time for interviews or pictures or all that stuff. And I guess that's how Mezco does it. They,
Yeah.
you know,
But
if you want that grab bag, you know what I mean, you got to sign up for it.
Okay,
I would say the grab bag was probably a 20% of the interest is the booth itself, the fans,
Okay.
because people were not leaving that area regardless if they were there for a bag or not, because they wanted to see all the displays, you know, the ones that Chris did, the product, the new Mezco product. They're taking pictures. So, and you got to remember, it's enclosed, so you can't walk by the Mezco booth and take pictures from afar because you're not going to see anything. You actually have to go inside to see all the displays that they have up, which was smart, you know, I in my opinion, because the open displays that you see, other things you could just basically walk right by. You know, you really don't have to spend much time, and once you're in there, you start seeing everything. You spend a little more time enjoying it, you know.
Yeah, man, and it's interesting too when you think about it, because it's, you know, this is an event that's like viewed like worldwide. So to think that you had like a part of it, like something to do with it, basically, like helping with the setup, and like, you know, Chris with the displays, D Amazing with the posing, like, you know, and every other company that had stuff to display, and anybody that was involved in that, like, you know, should this, you know, people come here, it's a media event, they take pictures, and it goes out like everywhere. So. And so to think that you're like a part of that, that's kind of crazy. Like when you think about it.
It was kind of cool. I mean, you know, my name wasn't on the board, and I had a funny name I shared with you guys. I think my name was like Michael Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
You know, people walking around, they're looking at my name tag. They know I'm not Michael Oppenheimer, but it's it's still it hits a spot. Like I could tell you, as a collector, just doing this with you guys, like being there and seeing that, like being in the kind of like backstage, it's cool. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's pretty cool because we always talk about, you know, how things are created and what goes into them, and talking to artists that create them and stuff. And I'm like sharing Oreo cookies with these dudes and, you know, helping them put this stuff up. And then at the end of the day, seeing the enjoyment of other people, like seeing what we did and saying, "Oh wow, I love the booth. I love how it's set up." You know, you get some kind of satisfaction from it. I'm like, wow, like, you know, like you said, it was like pretty fucking cool. Like, you know, like that was dope. You know, but at the same time, like Saturday, I was over it. Like after like you seen the rush of the Mezco booth, and we did the whole walk of the rest of the floor, like probably about a quarter of the way through it, I was like, I'm out of here. I want to just go home.
Yeah.
Like Toy Explosion, it's just like too much.
Yeah, the Javits Center is pretty big. Did they get to use the whole like show floor to display product, or is it like maybe centered? No,
the
whole thing.
You know, downstairs where they usually put Artist Alley.
Yeah.
That whole thing from one side to the other was filled.
Wow.
And then the upstairs was filled too.
Wow.
Like,
okay, so that is big. Then it's a huge thing, because New York Comic Con, anybody that's gone to that, they know like how big that is. So like so to me, like, since this is something that's not really considered like open to the public, I thought maybe it would just be like somewhat smaller, taking up like just a piece of that convention center. But if you're saying it's still taking up the whole thing, like that's crazy.
Well, you gotta remember some of these displays that people put out were huge. Like Jazzwares was there, and you would think that was a part of Javits Center, the way they built the display. It came up, I can't even tell you how high, probably about 25 feet high. Doors that opened, automatic doors, like you know, it was something that, you know, probably took a long time for them to put up. I wasn't there to see them put it up, But just walking by it, I was like, "What the fuck is this? It looks like a building inside of a building." That's what it looks like to me.
That's pretty impressive.
And you could only go in with an appointment, so we weren't allowed in. We attempted, "Hey, can we go check this out?" And they were like, "Oh, you're on the list." We're like, "No, all right, see ya, keep it moving." But, there was other companies I never heard of. I think one was called Bonkers, if that's the name, and they had like a whole strip, but it was completely blocked off. Like the wall wasn't that high, but you couldn't see over it. I didn't even know what kind of product they had behind it, and there was quite a few of those. So you had, open floor. You had ones that they just let you in through one entrance and one exit, and you had other people who had open displays. You could just walk right through, like it was part of the floor, the room floor. A little bit of everything for everybody, but I would, like I told you guys in the pre-show, stuff that we like, probably about 10% of that show.
Okay, yeah.
The rest of it's all like mixed bag of kiddie stuff. Learning a lot of learning stuff, which is not bad. I'm not saying it is. It is a toy show. It's
Right. It's not a pop culture or collectible, center. It's really just like it says, it's for toys. So
yeah.
See that.
As far as the mobs inside, Dave, I mean, was stuff basically mobbed around the stuff that we're interested in, or shoots and ladders bringing the fucking heat?
No, it was exactly
Monopoly wasn't killing it in there. No,
it was the Mezco, the NECA, the Bandai, all the stuff, the Diamond Select, like all that stuff had a lot of foot traffic. The Super 7, like Super 7 was like at the very, very end of the aisle. So you almost had like probably like a good 10 or 20 feet of dead space that you could just see it from afar, or wait till the crowds went away and just, they had big open space in the corner. So, but it's you do see a lot of actual people with their cameras attached, and they're like waiting for that opportunity for you got to see the stuff, because you see all these people taking snapshots, or live videos. Hey, this is Crazy Toys, whoever from whatever here at Toy Fair, and
I watched a lot of those.
Yeah,
they must have had good Wi-Fi, man. People had some really decent videos.
Nice, man, nice. Well, there was a lot of stuff coming out of that show, like you said, like if you said 10% of maybe that show floor centered around things that we're interested in, like obviously, like I was into the Transformers stuff. We saw some G.I. Joe stuff. I saw, I guess, something from the Thunder, He-Man, like Man at Arms, some sort of Man at Arms that looked freaking incredible.
Mondo. Those big ones. Yeah.
So some turtle stuff, Toka and Razor from fucking Secret of the Ooze, looking really good. So like I just wish I was able to deep dive into some of that more. So let's just go around. What did everybody think of the show, and any favorites, anything that you really, really dug coming out of it?
Wow.
You were a happy man, JD? You liked what you saw?
Yeah, so it's like I posted in the chat. Anybody that needs tattooed, like, hit me up. I need to be able to keep up with this shit. Fucking Thundercats, Ninja Turtles, some more Ninja Turtles.
Well,
G.I. Joe.
I feel you on that, because I just pre-ordered a bunch of the Transformers shit, and it was like over $700, and that's just Transformers. So I could imagine all the other fucking shit you guys.
Fucking Gears of War Storm collectible stuff.
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
Oh, I can't wait.
I thought there were a lot of surprises, man. Like I looked at a list. So the Kenner retro Ghostbusters figures I thought were pretty fun to see. That I didn't see that coming. Like I know that there's a movie and there'd be other stuff that most likely would come out for merchandising, but I didn't see them doing that.
I didn't see them doing that. I didn't see them putting out the regular ones either in Marvel Legend format, so to speak. Right? I was like, they've been done, man. I was like, wow.
See, so that's probably some of the stuff that I didn't remember like seeing. So what is it like? Is it based off the movie or based off like the real Ghostbusters cartoon from back in the day?
Both.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
for real?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Nice.
So I don't know, probably what, JD, like 7-8 years ago, Mattel got finally the actor's license is when Mattel had the license, and they did some of them through their Matty Collector, where they did the Motu classics, but they were very non-posable, and very much just like the same body with a different name tag, there's and a different head sculpt. They really reused them, so they weren't really. I think most fans were kind of disappointed with what those look like. And then they put them in the stores. They sold them at Walmart that way. So I think these are Hasbro, so they tend to look a little bit more Marvel Legends like.
But and Jose, the real Ghostbuster ones,
Yeah.
they're the exact same ones that you bought as a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Yeah. The
exact
cartoon,
same.
all with like the different colored jumpsuits.
I had a
all-
couple
all
of
just a little
those. I
different.
remember, man.
Yeah,
like,
Dude,
since
my brother and I had a bunch of those.
5
I-
POA. Yeah.
I gotta look those up then to see because I want to see them so I could be like, yes, that is what I had. Wow.
You know what I didn't see though is they didn't show an Ecto 1. They showed an I saw an Ecto 1 for the Kitty line for the new movie,
Mhm.
but not the retro Ecto 1, which doesn't
I
mean it's
thought
not coming. But
I thought I
see it.
did see it.
It's not, if it's the same picture I saw, it's not the retro
Oh,
one. It's like a newer kind of one for that because there's that Kitty line. I say Kitty, but kids line.
So they got figures coming out based off the upcoming movie also.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So they're just doing it all. That's kind of cool.
So I was gonna say that surprised me the most. I like that Mezco alien that Dave got us pictures of there, which I thought was pretty awesome. Especially
crazy.
after last week's discussion.
Considering, yeah, exactly after what we were talking about, and then it's like boom, there.
But
it
I love
is.
the franchise. I really don't care for the NECA stuff, just because I know it looks really well sculpted, but I know how fragile it can be.
We have a bunch of those, and I don't have we don't have any problems with them.
I've never bought one, so I probably shouldn't
Well, yeah,
judgment based on without owning it.
I feel they're made well enough. The Predator ones, you know what I mean? The weapons, those are what you have to watch. That's what you have to watch out for. The weapons are made of a more brittle plastic.
Yeah, I've broken a few of them.
so Gary, this isn't real Ghostbusters.
No, I think that is the see how those aren't the retro figures there. Those are like for the kid, like the like more durable kids line.
Okay.
So I don't think that's the same one. I don't remember Ecto looking quite like that.
Are those similar? Are those figures going to be similar to like the lunchbox figures that Disney does, Gary? I think
They look
for the
like it,
Ghostbusters.
yeah. I was gonna say the Disney toy box. Yeah, they kind of look very similar to me.
Yeah.
like that.
Lunchbox.
A little cartoony on purpose, but yeah, I thought that was good. The Movieverse Deadpool figures for Legends, I thought was pretty kick-ass.
Marvel Legends.
I was finally excited for that, even to find out that Cable is going to be a Walmart exclusive and be a pain in the ass. But
And then who brought it up? Was it you also, like in the chat? Like wow, we're didn't even realize like we're finally getting like figures like this, like based off the movie, because when it was a Fox property, they weren't doing shit. We got
nothing, right?
toys.
Yeah, there was some older Toy Biz stuff from the early X-Men days, but nothing.
Yeah, X-Men and Fantastic Four really got a raw deal, like because of that. They didn't really get a lot of, as far as like action figure representation. They didn't really get what they should as far as like all the other Marvel like characters and lines, like with the Marvel Legends line, like the MCU, you're getting everybody. And Marvel, I mean, I guess X-Men and Fantastic Four were getting the short end of the stick, like in that regard. So is anybody like here happy to be getting that stuff? Like who still collects Legends? You still collecting Legends, JT?
Yeah, we're a little more selective about it, but yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited to get a Hugh Jackman Wolverine. I always wanted a
Did
Hugh
you pre-order?
Jackman Wolverine.
Did you pre-order, Brian?
So,
You can pre-order those?
Yeah,
I'm
you can
pretty
pre-order.
sure-
You can pre-order the Amazon one. That's
right.
which is the guinea tea one, the without the jacket.
Gotcha. I'll pre-order it on.
I think it's just.
this clearance sale on Black Friday.
I don't know whether they have the one. I think I think the one without the jacket is just an Amazon exclusive. I don't think it's BBTS.
Oh, it'll be there.
It will be.
Always.
So you guys still good, like maybe collecting stuff like that, like off the memory of it, because like I know like with the Hot Toys, like Chris and stuff, like with his display, like I think he got rid of like his like DC stuff, and I think he was getting rid of like his MCU, because maybe you stop like caring about the stuff because it's like the time has passed and those movies are already done and gone, like So do you like see a lot of people still being excited to get things like that?
Well, yeah. I mean, they have a place for
Yeah.
your existing
Yeah.
your existing movie or MCU stuff. So
And nostalgia doesn't have to always be 20 years or 25 years old too. You know what I mean? You can still get excited for something from a movie maybe 5 years ago,
Brian brought it up in the chat because I'm like, how old is he? Like, how long these movies been out? Like the Deadpool one,
Yeah, 2016.
And he brought up a good point, or with the Fox merger, they Marvel now has that, or Hasbro now has that that licensing, so they can actually make those figures.
And I think Marvel just basically put an embargo on Fox. They're like, all right, fine, you can make the movies, but
Yeah, you can make
we
movies.
can't merch. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that's a real thing. Like they action figure representation, like even like on some of like the official Marvel posters that they put out, X-Men presence, Fantastic Four presence, like greatly reduced or even removed like entirely. I think they would throw Wolverine in there because you just can't like erase him, but like everybody else, like during that time, they didn't emphasize those characters. I think they even canceled the Fantastic Four book for a period of time. So it just shows you, like, it's like, wow, they don't want to promote something that they didn't really have under like their umbrella, like fully. So
yeah, I just need Hasbro to make me a Kate Mara figure, so I'll be happy. I'll never get one, but
I know somebody that makes figures.
a guy can dream.
Just saying.
Yeah, was there anything else for you, Gary? There,
So I've shared some feelings. I don't love Super 7 as a company. Like I said, I don't really have any of their products. I don't like their look and the way they did the Motu classics. Yeah, with and this is a guy that once was painted orange, right, for show. So if I can't appreciate the shine on He-Man, I don't know who else is going to. But it was exciting to see them get some of the other Thundercats to at least complete the main cast. Now, God knows when they'll come out, but I thought that was pretty cool because Scythe is always one of my favorite characters. So
That looked really good.
I'll be giving them some of my money, and it's got two heads too, right?
He has a smirk face. Like
Yeah.
Scrunchy.
And like in the cartoon, weren't there like kind of like the Seekers? I haven't watched that show in a long, long time. But like the Jackalman and the Monkey Man, like there was like the main guy, but they had like other ones that were just kind of like villains in the background, right? So you could swap out the heads and kind of do something there for some troops, I guess. But then one other surprise that really just for me, just kind of looking through out of the mainstream stuff, was seeing 3-0 do the 1/6 scale Fox Mulder and Dana Scully figures. That was pretty cool for X-Files for sure.
Also, see, so just like the point you just said a couple of minutes ago, like it's an old property. It's nothing that's really relevant now, but like figures are coming out, and you're happy to see them. So that's cool.
I mean, if you're a fan, they did those. I forget who made them. Were they McFarlane? JD, do you remember the X-Files figures, like 6-inch ones?
Yep.
But they were typical McFarlane. They weren't very posable. They were kind of linked to certain episodes. And I know Sideshow did 12-inch figures of them in a few different kind of outfits, but they were, sort of like Sideshow, Star Wars versus a Hot Toys now. I think they just weren't quite as well done in the sculpt and stuff. But the 3-0 ones I thought looked pretty cool. So that was kind of tempting to me.
You in for that?
I don't know. I don't know if I would go back into more. But I've always been a huge X-Files fan, so it can't be.
What's the real actor's name?
Dana Scully?
Yeah. No.
David Duchovny.
Anderson?
Yeah.
David.
No, David Duchovny, whatever.
David
Duchovny,
Yeah. I just can't picture you having that.
That's why I want it.
Did he ever
You have
find
to
his
have
sister?
the
Whatever
music
the hell-
playing every time somebody came in the room.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I thought it was just fun. Like I said, it was nice to. We talk about this a lot with collectors between what you find online and in groups and in following stuff and insider information, whether it be movies and reading spoilers and scripts and all this stuff. I don't know. It was just fun to see some surprise stuff come up through the various feeds and pictures and stuff that was being covered. So I thought that was kind of fun.
No, nice. What about anybody
surprised.
else?
Yeah, I was surprised to see also from the Marvel Legends line the Spider-Man the animated series.
Yeah,
retro
that's
cards.
another
The
one.
retro,
Remember
yeah.
from the
I like that,
90s.
Mm-hmm.
That's my Spider-Man.
Oh, nice.
And it's
Nice.
supposedly a new mold too. It's a new mold for the Spider-Man. It's not like the pizza body
Yeah.
mold.
Well, I don't want to tangent on this too much, but we can come back to this, but I believe that there's some new Legends molding going on also on
Yes.
some of the figures. Right?
Yeah,
Some,
I heard
right?
some talking
Pin-
about that.
yeah, pinless, legs or pinless joints on some figures, and
Oh,
then
like on the
some
elbows and stuff?
new female buck, with the hips and articulation and stuff. So that's kind of
So-
cool to see some
Old man, it's like Old Man Hawkeye is supposed to have that type
no
of
pins. Yeah,
new pins, and then the Storm, the retro Storm with the black suit, she's going to
Yeah.
be the first female with no pins.
and the new hips, I think, right?
Yeah, and the
Some
new
of
hips.
those,
Yep.
Is that
with the hips?
Yeah, is that a better thing from like a design standpoint to not have pins or something? Like what
I
is
think it's aesthetics of like if you look at like the Motu classics,
Mhm.
you can see the ankle pivots, the knee, like you can see the pins. And
Oh,
with
that's
a lot
right.
of yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of Legends you can too, and that's what they lose the aesthetic because the pin is like red and it's like Spider-Man. It should be blue. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And they
Yeah.
don't paint the pin because it's a pivotal joint, but it's like I just thought that was pretty cool because it's nice to see technology. As much as retro is fun, it's nice to see some technology and advances in the actual construction of some of these figures too. So improve the construction, add the digital paint, start really getting some high end 6-inch items there.
Nice.
Like for
I mean, they
$25.
They could really save a step. Like one of my biggest complaints as a customizer, like when they do the male torsos, there's always the waist cut, and then there is the hinge joint for the ab crunch. So if you look at the female figures just have a ball joint, like a double ball jointed
Right up
section for the top of the torso. And that is the way that they do the Star Wars figures as well. And I hate the fact that like the way they make the male figures, it's a lot harder because you have to drill it and then you have to like heat it up and you have to, pry the torso apart to get it
Yeah.
apart.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, and like there's the pin.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how this works as far as the not using any pins in the joints too. That should be pretty cool.
I'm looking for the Hawkeye.
It's scary, but it's
You'll see
scary
it, like, if you take-
from a customizer standpoint. But I'm also excited to see what they actually do to improve upon it.
When you look at the Old Man Hawkeye photo, you'll see like his elbows. You don't see those two pins on either side of the arms, so it's like more of a smooth transition in regards to the upper arm to the lower arm. So it'd be interesting. I wonder if they're going to raise the price point just for that particular.
GameStop
Yeah.
already did.
I know GameStop's doing it regardless, but
Yeah. Is
I'm just
that
saying.
is that like a thing? Like GameStop will sort of like raise the retail, sort of like the way you get with BBTS or certain things. They'll raise it a couple of bucks or something.
Well, I think
unit.
they just due to the popularity of Marvel Legends now, they're just raising the prices of the
damn.
figures.
Oh damn! So then they don't even go retail. That like they actually like resell it like almost like a. I mean, we did that. I remember
right
back in
now-
the day as like a mom and pop like specialty shop, but we're not Toys R Us, So the price
Right now they're tacking an extra $10 on per figure.
Yeah,
Jesus.
like they used to be like $22.99, where you in like regular Walmart and Target you could get it for $19.99.
Yeah.
And then they were creeping up to the $24.99 price.
Mhm.
a lot of the times, and then all of a sudden now they just announced that all Marvel Legends will be $29.99.
Wow. Yeah, that's a $10 jump. Like those things are $20 recently. Like holy shit, that's a lot.
We won't be buying them from there anymore if we find them.
Yeah. Are they supposed to be getting like any exclusives where you would have to fucking?
I mean that would be the only reason I would be purchasing any figures from.
Usually, typically already with their exclusives, they're already $5 more. Mm-hmm. So like when they did the Fox, it was $24.99 rather than the $19.99 or $22.99 that they would charge for a regular Black Series figure. So. Mm-hmm. Like if it comes to an exclusive, they're already marking it $5 more. Just like Walmart or Target sometimes does, but
I mean, some of them have already done it too. So they're already charging $30 for their figures that are on the shelf that have already been out. You know what I mean? They've been sitting there for how long?
Yeah, they changed the prices. I saw that, JD. I was like, what the fuck? Nobody's buying it for $22. Well, then you'll see them sit on the shelf, and then eventually go on clearance, and they'll have like the 40% off on clearance price items and additional 40% off bullshit that they do.
And then they'll go out of business.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate. Shooting yourself in the foot like that, you know.
House of X powers the 10. Nimrod looks fantastic. $30 deluxe figure. Oh, so I guess they're doing stuff like that from recent comic book like lore. Some of that recent X-Men stuff that I've been reading and talking to Dakota about, like, sounds like very interesting. I like want to catch up like with all of it. I remember being out of X-Men for a long time just because this fucking storylines were all over the place, too confusing. They didn't know when to jump on. But man, as far as the figures, that's awesome. Like it sucks to see like sort of like the price go up. I know people complain about the Transformers sort of like charging $20 for like deluxes, but $25 for a Marvel Legends or even $30 now. I mean, damn, the thing doesn't transform. Right?
Spoken like a true
anybody else have any standouts from the show or even just things that they didn't like?
Dude, I like Super Shredder was awesome. Fucking
nice. Yeah,
forget that, dude. Like, come on. When I saw that, I was like,
fucking Super Shredder, man. Yes, that brought back memories right there. See, they look good. They look really
Casey
good.
Jones. That's going to be a 2-pack with the Raph, which is pretty cool.
I hope he has a second head.
Oh yeah, like the unmasked head.
Yeah, I hope. Yeah.
So which company is putting those out? Is that NECA?
NECA, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is it those big 18-inch figures like before, or those are the 6-inch?
This is for the 6-inch line.
Nice.
And the thing is that they're not going to be GameStop exclusives. Those 2-packs, they're going to be like Walmart exclusives. So like NECA now, since they have like a little kiosk in Walmart now. Mm-hmm. They're at several WalMarts because mine's pretty lame. So that's what I'm afraid of, because a lot of Walmarts don't. Some have like these extravagant NECA section, and some don't. Some have like maybe a foot where they have a couple things right by the pops. But other than that, like I'm kind of scared. Like when I see those things pop up on the Walmart website, I'm probably going to jump on them, because to find them in stores are going to be fucking near to impossible.
They're getting privy to the nobody scalps our shit but us. You know?
Yeah, like exactly.
If anybody's gonna make money off it, we will. Right?
Those guys in electronics know what the fuck they're doing. So at the end of the day, when they see stuff like that pop up and they know they can sell it for triple, it's never gonna hit the fucking floor. So like it's just if they're going to be Walmart exclusives, it's just your best bet is when it goes up online, you buy it, because it's going to be hard to find it in stores.
Yeah, damn, that's what the game has come to. Like it's all insider trading and fucking.
And there's really no. I mean, there's no way to pre-order shit, is there, from fucking Walmart?
No.
Yeah, there is.
They do pre-order, but like it sells out in seconds.
It sells out quick. Yeah, it sells out quick. Yeah, you got to be on the game.
Like
I remember, I think I pre-ordered some Siege stuff like on Walmart that sold out, but I just happened to be up at like 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. doing an overnight shift, and I was able to get it, and by like 5:30 or 6 a.m. it was done.
That's the thing. Like that's the thing that I hate. It's like, why don't you just throw the pre-order up right now and just get at a quantity like count on how much you need
Yeah,
to make, because
just
at the end of the
make-
day, like, you know, it like put a pre-order up that, like, you know, everybody pre-orders and don't have it sell out because, or have a quality constraint, and just basically see how many pre-orders you have and make sure that's what you make in the next 2 months.
But do you think that maybe it's because they've already got product already made and
No,
stashed,
not at
or
all. No. I
Okay.
doubt that they have anything in production right now,
Yeah,
and packaging and, like, you know, quantities in regards to how much they're making. So it's like,
yeah.
like I would put the pre-order up right now and see like what kind of quantity are we talking about? How many should I make?
That makes a lot of sense, because isn't it almost like what we talked about before, like about the Kickstarter stuff, like, you know, like where they're asking you to buy in, and if we get this many, then we'll make it. I mean, it's a little bit different in those terms, but the pre-order is the same thing. Like, if the interest is there, throw it out, and like, why limit people or say sold out? If you get fucking 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 people that want something, and you know they've already bought in, then you can make it.
Yeah, you make it. Yeah.
Why
But
limit
like,
yourself?
the thing is too, then you get those people who don't like pre-ordering and just want to wait to
Yeah,
see what
and-
happens. But
I mean,
which is fine. But
Like, I like the fact that I can go to a store and find it in the wild. You know what I mean? Like,
As I said, that's pretty cool.
it's,
Yeah, I
it's,
like that too. And you can
it's kind of nice. It's how I always really did it. But, you know,
I've
Pre-ordering it
never
kinda
been able to
takes-
do that.
pre-ordering just kind of takes the fun out of it.
it
So,
does, JD, and I'm totally with you. Like, I'd rather
I know
see it
you-
at the store
yeah.
and get excited and
Yeah,
have
and like,
that-
oh,
have
and then
that
you run
fucking
for
that
it.
feeling. But
Yeah,
the world we live in, you know, like you said, that those stock boys are not going to they're not going to
But,
release that toy out of the back room.
you know, like I just don't understand. Again, it's like a company shooting themselves in the foot. You know, the Four Horsemen do it. They find out how many they need to make.
Exactly.
Super 7 does the same thing. You know, how many do we need to make? So, like, if you're getting charged, we'll say 10,000 pieces or 20,000 piece increments, you know, and you're stopping at that first tier. Like, how do you know that, you know, you could be doubling the amount of profit you're gonna make by, you know, just keeping the whole pre-order open and seeing how many you need to make, and all the rest of them are going to sell anyway, even if
Eventually, yeah.
pre-orders them. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Eventually, they're going to find their way off the shelf.
And their track record, like I like that Bebop and Rocksteady were so hard to get. Like, you know,
Yeah.
and it's only going to get harder. And some of those Toon deluxe figures are going to be, like, you know, individually packed. Granted, they're probably going to be 2 per pack or 3 per pack if they're packed single, you know, in one box. You know, maybe 4 per pack. But you know, the first person who's going to get to that store is going to basically buy all 4 for whether they're looking to resell or buy for friends or buddies. And at the end of the day, it's just, you know, it's just going to get harder, and it's just trying to find things at stores when the vendor is not like throwing a shitload out there.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I can understand if it's throwing a shitload out there, and you'll you know, no matter who goes to the store, you see like 16 Bebops and Rocksteadies. Nobody's going to buy 16 Rocksteadies with that kind of, you know, that's a big dent in your pocket to buy all 16. You know, but
Yeah.
I will say though, like we this weekend we visited 3 different GameStops. 2 of those 3 GameStops had the NECA Turtles.
mhm.
They at least had like 1 full set of them. The one that we went to, they had like 2 full sets and then a bunch of extra foot soldiers. So it was like, wow.
Have those things been hard to find? These NECA Turtles and stuff?
No, like there's certain ones that were hard, like, you know, you see a lot of splinters, you know, shredders kind of here and there, but like I've been finding like the melee foot soldiers is all over the place, but like the metal one is
One,
the
yeah.
bladed one is really hard to find.
So like
But-
I knew from, you know, when the Turtles came out, like I never really saw them. You know, they didn't really buy extra ones, or at least the ones that we frequent. So it was like, you know, when I heard that the Shredder and Splinter and the foot soldiers were coming out, I'm like, we need to pre-order these, because
Yeah.
who's to say they're actually gonna buy extras to put on the shelf? But I guess this time around they did. So
Yeah, they definitely did. But I can see within the next month, I can see those disappearing eventually, slowly.
You guys talking about the movie Shredder and Splinter?
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's gonna like eventually you'll see like maybe the Splinter be available and maybe hit clearance, because I'm sure that they just because of the character and everything. I don't know if everybody needs a Splinter in their collection, you know. But
That's
I
strange.
I just with me like those other 2 packs that are going to be coming out for the movie line is like it really solidifies like some of that movie line. It closes it out. I just need a Vanilla Ice and I'd be set.
I would love that just without the turtles.
Yeah, like just I can ask Chris to make me a stage and I can put the turtles on top, dancing with Vanilla Ice,
Yeah,
doing the ninja rap, but something like that.
that's
but-
fun.
Get a 1/5 scale 80s Mustang model.
Dude, it's gonna be a complete. I know they showed the box of donuts and the containment ooze, like the container, the cylinder. But like, it's totally fail if they don't have like the animal creatures for Toka and Razor. When they like transform back to their animal.
Oh yeah.
Like the little dog and the turtle, snapping turtle. That'd be cool. But yeah, stuff like that. Like I and then the cartoon. Like fucking that whole display that they had with like the street, and then underneath is the Terror Dome, and like it's just crazy. It's just those deluxe figures look really cool too. Like the Stone Soldiers and the Triceratops.
The Triceratons.
Yeah, and the Tons. Yeah, dude.
Those things look great.
So we're talking about like
Android body. It comes with a fucking baby shredder.
The Baby Shredder. Yeah.
Man, I gotta go check all that out. I haven't seen any of that.
no one has talked about this 6-inch Black Series snow speeder though. I'm surprised.
I already have it pre-ordered, so
Yeah, you get Dax. It's Dax is like he's
Dax?
the guy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a gunner who
He
dies.
fucking dies.
Exactly. Well, they did that in the Power of the Force one too.
Did
What-
they?
One of the snow speeders they released came with him in the back seat. Yes, of the snow speeder already back there.
What about Jensen? He's the one that got the first.
Good shot, Jensen.
Yep.
That was Wedge's co-pilot.
But dude, there's another Black Series vehicle for 6-inch stuff coming out.
That gives promise to GI Joe stuff.
So that I think that's what's happening. Is like they're gonna test it out with Star Wars
Yeah.
with this 40th anniversary shit.
Guys, I gotta ask you, where the fuck are you keeping all this stuff?
Oh, dude.
I
I
mean,
will.
besides JD, Jesus Christ, like JD
What?
has a house for it, like like fucking
Wait,
made for toys. But
I gotta sell shit. That's why we're getting 2 tables for NJCC.
Thank you, by the way. We're almost, got to fill those up. But didn't they already test this out, like with the TIE Fighter or whatever, and it didn't sell well? Like, so, they're taking another chance on a vehicle?
That's what I was surprised when I saw it.
Well,
So
the
it's
TIE
like,
Fighter we talked though was not from the classic series, the
Yeah,
classic
that-
trilogy. You know what I mean?
Force Awakens bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the difference? Is
Well,
that
but it was. It was an
was,
interesting
yeah.
choice because it wasn't from, the trilogy that probably has the highest rating of fans. Where Empire usually ranks on people's one of their top favorites. Of all the Star Wars movies, I think when you talk to most people, it's up there in the top. Probably top 3.
I wonder how many they have stored in a warehouse somewhere at Hasbro, and just like we gotta repaint this shit to classics. Let's go.
Does it look like relatively the same or different? Like, is it that much different?
Well, the one, I mean, the one that's released, of course, is a 2-seater.
Mm.
The original trilogy TIE Fighters only seat 1 pilot.
Mm. You would think you would want to put more of your action figures into the, into
I mean,
the
I did
action,
one.
but
I did one in original.
Yeah, you repainted one, right,
JD's
JD?
great.
Yeah, I repainted
Yeah.
one. It looks fine. I just took all the extra guns and shit off of it, which I got to talk to Josh because I need Josh's help with something. So I expect a message, Josh, sometime this week.
While we're talking about Star Wars, I did pre-order my 40th anniversary figures from 2 different sites.
Did you? Which sites?
from the Big Bad and the Pulse.
Yeah, I ordered mine from the polls because there's no way I'm going to find those in stores, and if I do, they're not going to be a full set.
Well, Pulse
like,
was
fuck that.
offering free shipping as well.
Yes, yeah.
And also, from what I've seen in people's hauls, they will pack one figure per box. And
Yeah.
So I'll know that they'll come pristine. So
Yeah, that's what Post does, dude. They're wasting
That's
so much
yeah,
money
that's
on
crazy.
shipping everything separately. Like, I don't know what's wrong with them. You ordered it, all of them at the same time, they still ship separate. It's crazy.
Imagine if I ordered, because that shit, I buy doubles of that shit.
You know, they must have fucking like they must pay nothing for shipping, like, or they're just throwing money away, basically.
So this is like a lot of cool. I mean, I think there's a lot of stuff that we've talked a lot about in the last 2 years, the transition from brick and mortar, to all online, and there's just a lot of stuff coming out that is, I think, hitting both of those places, right? I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's going to be sold in stores, maybe hard to find, but sold in stores. Is online. Dave, you don't do a lot of mainstream stuff. Is there anything that stood out to you that piqued your interest? Are you still doing 6-inch Star Wars, or are you kind of over it?
Phasing out of it. I took a quick peek at the Star Wars Realization stuff, and that Akbar that they're doing, Akbar looks fucking dope. I mean, it probably won't fit in with what I got going on because I just collect the bad guys.
They did an Admiral Akbar to go with these things.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's fucking. His armor's all shiny and pearly. It's fucking nice, man. It's really nice. That was cool. Diamond Select had the Lord of the Rings stuff.
Oh, that's
pretty nice.
Yeah, the builder figure for Zoran, whatever, that got the evil guy, whatever his name is. Zoran, yeah.
Do you think you'll be excited about those after having all this mythic stuff? Because I know those are not going to be nearly as posable.
I don't think I'm even going to buy them, Gary.
Okay.
I'm just excited to see that they're coming out. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
that it's still exactly that it's still a thing. I mean, Gimli was kind of cool. I might pick up just Gimli, if anything. But because I have a soft spot for short, furry little things. But they look cool. They were really done well. Like, there you go. Look.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
I did
dude,
not see this.
This build, the figure looks.
That's fucking sick. I stood there for a good minute staring at this thing. Like, what the fuck, dude? This thing? Like, do I need this or what? Like,
That's awesome.
Because I basically put all mine on one shelf right now, and I don't think another one or two could fit. But
by the way, there's your pin.
Yeah, just the no pins.
Yep.
Yeah.
No pins. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look at that closer. Wow.
Hey, Gary.
Yes, Brian.
So that's the new one, and that's the old one.
Original. Yeah.
Wait, go back. It's totally different. Look at the A pillar by the windshield.
Yep.
By the front door. It's two different molds. Completely.
The old one's better.
The old one is better.
Yeah, I
That's what I'm
think
saying.
the
But see,
old
that
one
new
is better,
that one there is not meant for the retro figures. Those are not the retro figures there. Those are
They're
those
the same
like
size.
those are the kitty ones.
They're the same size though, right?
Nope.
Sure.
See, it's a totally different rear window, so there's two different molds.
So
This one has the chair that comes out.
Yeah, that one opened in the back. I think it had the two front doors that opened, and then it had the back piece open.
what did you Jurassic Park fans think about those Jurassic Park figures?
Oh, from Chronicles something or other.
Gary's in. Look, he's got his hands up.
Army built
One-
those fucking Velociraptors.
One
Velociraptors
6-scale
are good.
Raptors. Dude,
Yeah,
I already
the
ordered
Velociraptors.
the other two.
That was 112 scale.
Mm-hmm.
So there's both. There's the Amber series or Amber collection are the ones that are kind of mythic scaled. So they did the Velociraptor, the one you were talking about, Dom, and then they have repaints for Blue and Echo, and then they have Owen as Chris Pratt's character to go with the Jeff Goldblum in the 6-inch scale. I already ordered those. They'll be here on Thursday from BBTS. But then that Chronicle company has 1/6 scale. Like
That's
cloth
crazy.
figures of the Raptor, what's his face from the first movie? What's his
Those
name?
were 1/6.
Sam,
They've
Oh,
got
They're
both.
112, Gary.
No, I know, but there also are 1/6 scale figures of them as well.
oh,
So
shit.
there's multiple like tiers
Levels.
of like Jurassic Park stuff.
Okay.
Well, they didn't. That you must have read that somewhere else.
They have them for the 1/6. I think are up for sale on BBTS.
Oh,
Maybe I got my signals crossed, but hold on.
Don't cross the
Someone's
streams, Gary.
I don't know.
cross the
I just
streams.
think I think it's freaking awesome.
who's peeing on a bucket under their desk?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm peeing. I'm peeing.
He's laughing too.
Let's see. So Chronicle has BBTS has Dr. Alan Grant 1/6 scale figure with like cloth goods by himself. The same company. Let's see.
Someone's out the
They have a 1/6 scale Velociraptor for $449. By the way,
Wow.
if you buy it alone. Then they do it as a 2-pack with him and
Oh wow,
Gary, I'll let
Yeah,
Christina
that
know that's
blue
what you want
is
for your
getting-
birthday.
He's
But see, I don't want Alan Grant. He's pretty lame, but that Velociraptor is pretty awesome.
wait a minute.
It's a
Wait a
dinosaur
minute.
guy.
Yeah, I know, but he's just kind of like it's not. Although he's coming back in the next movie. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh,
Rings-
They're all coming
Rings
back.
about to
just
fight.
great.
Oh, they're
Gold-
connecting it all, huh?
Yep, Goldblum, and then the what's her name with the purple hair from Star Wars. Now she's back,
Old though.
Laura Dern.
Oh,
Oh, they're
damn, they
bringing
got
the
them
old
all.
cast back.
What about the kids, yo? They're gonna bring back.
No,
bring them
I
back
think
as
just
adults?
I think just those three.
You
is
think the
what-
T Rex? You think they
Ah.
bring back the T Rex?
Chris,
Yeah,
Chris
man.
Pratt was
Is it
was
gonna
talking
roar
about
at
it
the
in
end?
a
That's the
in an interview. So, which is actually pretty funny. Like this is a tangent too. I just finished binging Parks and Recreation on Netflix because same thing, Brian. I was running out of series to watch,
Oh,
and I'd never really finished that one when it was on TV live. And it's fine, it's entertaining, but it's really funny to see Chris Pratt playing the big kind of goofy guy, and then you could tell when they took his character off the show for a little while when he was filming Guardians back in 2013 and 14. And then he shows back up on the show, and he's far less, chubby after that training for that role and leaning out a little bit.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I remember watching like Wanted back in the day. Like, and at that time, didn't really know who Chris Pratt was, and he was just a side character in that. He was big. He's almost like unrecognizable compared to now.
Oh yeah, he was banging out the girlfriend in that
Yeah,
movie. Right?
yeah.
And he left his wallet or some shit.
Yeah,
yeah.
He was like, he's buying the energy drinks and shit, but he had his man pay for it, and he's banging his girl. It's funny. Yep. So it's funny to see that dude go from like supporting role like that to major fucking Hollywood star.
Mhm.
Just goes to show you.
You guys just got.
What are you trying to say, Gary?
No, I'm just, no. I don't know what I said.
Yo, that one little breath I read. Lose some weight, fatty, and see what can
No,
happen.
no. I was just gonna say, like, actually, no. In my head, I just, So I on Sunday I did watch both Infinity War and Endgame. I hadn't done them like back to back, right? Pretty much kind of straight through from the morning into the afternoon. And Christina was she was watching part of Endgame, not really, super into it, but she kept cracking up every time she saw Paul Rudd, because she remembers him from like Friends back in the day when he was on that show. I mean, he's done a ton of other stuff, but I'm like, yes, who would have thought, right? And end up playing a superhero in a movie 20 years later.
Yeah,
Never know.
you never know. See, so Gary, you brought up retro figures and stuff, like so, and then I remember seeing sort of like a picture floating around that was pretty. Oh yes, look at
there
that.
you
See? So new for 2020, literally the exact same shit we sold you
Right.
35 years ago. Somebody obviously made this, so
Shout out to Calum. He didn't make it, but he posted it.
okay.
Yeah.
So is this like a thing of contention that's sort of like going around the groups and stuff? Like, people getting mad about some of the same, retro figures that maybe we got as kids. They're putting it back out.
I mean, I think factually speaking, it is it's a funny observation. Like it, don't like the stuff. I mean, that it's the stuff that was made and sold 30 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think you can't argue with the facts around it. But I don't know. I think it's just a matter of what it hits you for. You know, if it hits you for nostalgia, it's cool. If it's the idea of rebuying stuff that you had before, I don't know.
Mhm.
Like I think it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think some people do want that old. They that's what they want. They want to collect the old stuff. Like I got
Well,
a
like-
friend of mine who tells me that Masterpiece Transformers are knockoffs because they're not the original G1.
Mm.
It's and he's like, if it's not the original thing, then what the fuck is it? And I was like,
I
like,
feel, I
I think I see your point.
I feel bad for the guy at ZoloCon that bought all those retro Ghostbusters from that Motu guy. He had a whole set of the retro figures, and like one guy bought them all. Like bought all those and he had a carded still in the card and everything, and some guy like bought it all up.
But I don't know.
value then.
Yeah, I was just say I think there's always value in the original. You know,
Yeah.
it's always still going to stand apart. You know,
Yeah.
so-
Well, Dom, now he has some that he can keep in the package, and now he can buy some and open them up.
And open them up.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Open them up and have hardly any articulation.
I just
I do agree with Gary though. Like it's something to be said to have the originals. You know, but it's also for the collector as far as like what are you buying it for? Are you buying it because of the rareness and the collectability, or do you just want to be able to fuck around with it? So if he bought those just to fuck around with them,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah,
it's fucked
you
up.
done
'cause
fucked
it's- you know?
and I'll just say this too. I think we probably all agree that the trend in collecting has gone a lot into the 6-inch scale, right? In the last five years for sure, right? You added Star Wars, you had superhero stuff, but now you're adding G.I. Joe coming back in. The trend has really moved away from the smaller 3 3/4 scale to the 6-inch. And I think that's cool. I think it's fine, but you have Mythics, you have Black Series, you have Legends, you have like the McFarlane stuff that's sort of in that similar scale, right? I know it's maybe not truly 6-inch scale, but it's still larger stuff. So I think even if it's a retro design, just having some variety in the offerings might appeal to people as well. I admit it. I like those Disney toy box figures because they kind of have an anime cartoonish kind of look to them. I think they're kind of fun to pose, but I also like them because they're a little different, and the toy box Darth Maul is like, it's a different toy to me than like the Black Series one. And yes, the Black Series one looks cooler in terms of more mature and, more somewhat realistic, I guess, for a fictitious character. But I have fun with the other one just for the same way, so.
I think that these retro toys are like gauge a different kind of collector too. Like it's just like anybody walking into a store and go, I used to have that. And it looks just like you used to have it, and you just buy one, or somebody buys one for their brother or their husband because they remember, that they talked about it.
So like
Stuff that we have that's $100 a pop that is reminiscent of something from our past, but does something totally different, now. Like I got buddies that tell me, oh, I buy Star Wars Pez dispensers because they just like the franchise, and they're trying to bring something home just to show, hey, I like it, so this might be something for them. You know what I mean? Like, oh, look, it looks just like the old one. Bring it home,
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're like, what the fuck? I don't want that. Like, at least some of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like to kind of piggyback that, a buddy of mine, I haven't seen him in years, but like he actually stopped over this weekend, and he was looking through my collection, and he was like, "Oh yeah, wow! Like I had this as a kid. Referring to like the Masterpiece stuff, or and then he actually caught himself. He was like, "Wait, these aren't like the original ones." I was like, no, these are like new updated versions of those toys we had as a kid. Because like I find a lot of people say that shit, you know what I mean? They're always like, oh, I got that, I have that, I used to have that as a kid.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
well,
not this one. No, not this one.
not this
Right.
one.
Not this one.
But but he realized what he had done, like what he
But,
Yeah.
but that
Well,
says something to
That-
the toy and what
Exactly.
they were trying to accomplish with the
Yeah.
mask.
Break. Exactly what I was thinking. Like that's a testament when they're able to be like, hey, I remember that. It brought them back to that childhood memory. You know what I'm saying? And that is a testament to the action figure, you know, and what they're trying to do with that, you know. But it's interesting, like, right? Like, because like it's interesting to see the outrage or whatever, or even if just people griping about these retro figures being released, but then you know they release something like a Nintendo retro, you know, or you know, and or Genesis or whatever, and it's like, hey, no big deal. Everybody's happy to get stuff like that. So it's, you know, funny to see what triggers, you know, a certain section and what doesn't.
Right. Somebody's always going to be triggered. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's the thing. Like, anyway, like, let's say, like, if you're on that side where you don't enjoy this stuff, like, okay, so you don't have to buy it, right? Like, you're not going to buy it. It has no bearing on you. So, you know, why hinder those that would love to get a piece like that, like, you know, in their collection, whether it's for nostalgia or for collectability, like, you know. It's just it's out there, you know. I think if you have the choice, that's better than having nothing at all, I guess, you know. So, yeah. Any final thoughts, I guess, as far as like the show? You know, anything else that stood out to anybody?
I just want to say, you know, Gary and I are of like mind and not being a super big fan of Super 7, but this last wave of Thundercats that they're putting out
Yeah.
completes. Like, if you still have stuff from the Matty line, it completes a core cast of characters for you.
I'm not a big
Well, they
fan
they
of it
they,
either, but
they,
redid
they
this
redid all the Maddie ones. Stuff
Yeah,
too.
but like, no, that you don't. They didn't do Wily Kit and Cat yet.
Not
no,
yet.
no, they haven't. Yeah, they
Yeah,
haven't.
no.
Those are the only two. Yeah, you're
They
right,
didn't
Brian.
re-release. I think they released Jackalman, right? And
Yes,
Yes,
they did.
yeah.
Yes.
Did we get a monkey in yet? In the
No.
No.
No one showed him yet. He's the one.
No
that
vulture.
Yeah. Maddie never gave us a monkey, and Super 7 did.
But at least you get the core cast of kitties.
Brian, are you in for these?
Oh yeah,
Okay, Mythic Legion just fell right off the shelf.
it happened. It happened on this show. To me
Get this
before.
shit
Look,
out of-
fucking legions are suicidal.
Oh,
see what happens. See what happens when you talk about another toy line. The mythic jealous.
no.
They're sculpted by the same
Oh my god, Brian.
They got no love. They got no love
Thundercats.
today. They got
Thundercats.
no
No
love today.
Thundercats.
Hey, look, they're sculpted by the same people. They got
Dude,
the same
wanna-
parents.
What's funny, you know who fell, right? King, the king with the lion head from Mythic Legion.
Oh, Attila.
yeah, he fell right the fuck off.
Well,
But-
you don't got to worry. Those things break apart anyway, right? So it's
No, I'm good. What I was gonna say is like I originally wasn't in on the Thundercat line, but
Mhm.
this almost makes me want to. Like
Yeah.
once
Go
I
back
saw
in.
this set come out, I'm like maybe I should go back and pre-order the first.
Don't you have a few still, Dave?
No,
You still-
I
you
sold.
just-
I
you
had.
sold them?
I had sold them. Yeah.
Now, are these things like if somebody's just seeing this for the first time, or are they going to be able to acquire the characters they want?
Yeah,
or-
They're still up
Oh.
for pre-order. Yeah.
This is like a good time to, if you want to get in on all Thundercats, is a good time to get it because
go-
Super
go
7. You don't even have to buy the Matty because the Super 7 has the really releases of those, and they actually have more accessories and stuff and upgrades to it. So
Well, I heard a couple of you guys just mention something about not liking Super 7. I think Josh in the chat was like, I'm not a fan of Super 7. Like, what is it about Super 7 that people are not like feeling about, you know, what they're doing with the franchise?
For me, it
Well,
was
for-
more of just their attitude towards the community. Like there were plenty of instances, like with people I either know, I've tried to message them just for general questions, and they don't respond. Or
Oh, yeah. So customer
people-
service.
yeah, like the
Mhm,
customer
mhm.
service end isn't the greatest. And then then you get the complaints about like the shiny figures and
yeah,
Stuff
and then
like
their release schedule is kind of off. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Mm.
they're not. There's going to be a point in time where there's a lot of Super 7 shit just dropping every month because of of the lag that they've been getting with regards to every figure that they put on pre-order the last 6 months.
Yeah, 3 and
Because
3 3/4 figures for $18.
Yeah,
Yeah. The fact
So-
that they will throw that license that they purchased
Yeah.
on fucking anything,
So,
it's just fucking bullshit. The shit they're putting out on the shelves.
well,
I mean,
as I say,
I know Chuck likes it, but I mean,
I will give them credit from a business model. Listen, they're getting a lot of product out there, and they capitalize on that nostalgia feeling with the the artwork on the cards. Everyone says how good the cards look, and it's like art because it hits all that. But the reality is, I mean, they're very cheaply made, 3 3/4 figures, that aren't really molded great, that don't really look great. They're just, hitting that nostalgia, I think, of, hey, if this property existed as a toy in the 80s, this is what it would look like. And as a kid in the 80s, you'd be forgiving of it like we were. But, I think without that little niche of the piece, and Brian's right, I think that, they just put they sell a lot of collectible type, I say collectible with the air quotes, pop culture stuff. But there are other figures. For me personally, I wasn't really impressed with how they looked.
Okay.
When they had like the Mattel license, in person, and some of the few I handled that were loose were really not all that impressive either. So that's kind of
I don't like what they did with the He-Man stuff recently either. Like that one, the Catwoman you got recently looks like crap to me.
She looks awful. I mean, and I know it's cartoony. Like I know, right? I knew it was cartoon, but it just in person, it just looks.
Yeah, it doesn't look great.
Yeah, it looks terrible.
But a lot of that stuff, the Filmation stuff that they did, it looks cheaper than when who was doing it? Mattel was doing
it.
Yeah.
So Josh responded to. Let's see. I don't think I've ever heard that before. Smug and arrogant cock smooches. Wow. That's incredible. Nice. Super 7 or whores. All right. I mean, I don't know the whole politics of it because I've never bought in or whatever. So, I just remember like seeing a picture of Man at Arms that looked really good. You guys said that was like a bigger scale figure. Is that like
it's like the 12
format statue or an action figure?
No, it's a figure.
Is that the Mondu? The Mondu?
Yeah, the
Mondo stuff.
The Mondu.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. Are they doing everybody or is like what?
So we have Skeletor, He-Man, Faker.
Yeah.
They just did a Merman too.
They just did a Merman.
That Merman.
And they did a Scareglow.
And they did Scareglow.
Ooh, they're doing
Scareglow was like
was Mondo Tees.
Oh yeah. Yep, that's what it was.
Nice. All right. So I just saw that picture and I saw it a few times, like when scrolling through the feed of just like Facebook. And so I guess people just must have been reposting it. And I was like, yeah, it does look really good. It was also mentioned earlier, but we didn't really deep dive into this. But like, we had a show about it, rumors of the 6-inch G.I. Joe line, and it was actually kind of revealed. Is anybody here excited about that? Anybody in? Like what's up with that? G.I. Joe?
I'm in. I'm kind of excited. It's it's a different take. It's not what I expected. As far as like the aesthetic of the figures. But it's okay. It's a resurgence into the line. I mean? They're gonna try
I agree with JD
in a different scale, and hopefully it does take off because
Yeah,
I will pay $60 for fucking fucking vehicles and
Yep.
$120
if you're
Havoc. I'm in.
I thought that was a good example where, sometimes pictures, you have to be cautious, man, and we're guilty of it, whether it's something you see in a movie clip and you judge a costume right away, or you see an effect that's not finished and we judge that right away and we read into it. I think you see the product pictures sometimes, just like Transformer stuff, right? Everyone was like, "Oh, the Quintessons," like the one picture where it was all kind of wonky transformed, in the playset mode. You had to look at it and kind of realize how it most likely would look. And sure enough, when the regular pictures landed, it looked like it was supposed to. I like that Snake Eyes that came out when they showed the Scarlet and the Roadblock. It wasn't what I was thinking in my head. And at first I was like, no, not at all. Then I saw some other pictures where they were just loose and it looked better.
Yeah.
But in the end, for me personally, I want to see the line be successful. So I'm going to just do my part and support it. And
like that Duke looks awesome.
The Duke looks
Yeah.
good.
Was it Tyler in the chat where you say it looks like some sort of fucked up Brock Lesnar? I was like it's funny, like because I mean I guess they're not trying to like borrow the aesthetic of like the old 80s
So,
like cartoon
right here.
like look like
Yeah.
so
Right here, I got my classics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I put the love into making them.
But
I'm
it's
totally
fun.
happy with that.
Yeah.
But I was. Go ahead, Brian. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, Jose, the 25th anniversary ones, those 3 3/4, those don't look anything like the toy or the show. Those
Right.
faces.
oh for
Yeah.
real?
No, they're,
Okay.
I mean,
But that
there's
was the-
there's always been some level of like upgrading the way that
Mhm.
they're put together and what they look like, and their outfits, all that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the Snake Eyes, so obviously that's like a fucking character you can't fuck up almost. But like, as far as like the rest of them, do you think like even if they're not exactly the look or whatever from the '80s, do you think they capture the spirit of what those characters or who those characters are?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it could. And like I was the first one to bitch and complain that the Snake Eyes didn't have Timber come with it. So I already sourced. I did. I pulled out. I took a page out of JD's book and I found the same. I think it's the same Timber you use, right, JD, from the Metal Gear Solid figures. Is that where yours came from?
No, I got. I bought those dogs from the Marauders.
Oh, okay. No, but those aren't 1/6 scale though, right?
No, but it works as a Timber. He's tall enough.
Oh, okay.
Timber was a smaller dog. He wasn't like a full sized.
He wasn't a dire wolf.
A dire wolf.
Yeah,
No.
he wasn't.
But no, Bricks on a Dollar hooked me up with a wolf from a figure he picked up. So I was like, oh, perfect. So I got a wolf all ready to go. So if I have to, supplement my own, then I'll make it happen.
Nice. Bricks is in the chat, so shout out to him.
Yeah.
Dave, I saw you shaking your head when I brought up the new GI Joe line. Is that something no interest? You don't have any interest
Nah,
in it at
it's
all?
just it's real estate. I think it's cool. I love GI Joe. I had a lot of the 3-inch GI Joe stuff. I never got to open it. I wound up selling it carded, because I bought probably a good 40 of them, 40, 50 figures. And, just hoping that, one day I open them, but nah.
It ain't happening. Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Because I just know that I just can't get. I might say I'll get Duke, Scarlet, and Snake Eyes, and Bazooka, whatever. Just get a few of them, and then it's gonna turn into no. I need fucking
All of them.
Flint, fucking Tunnel Rat, and all these fucking other characters. I'm just like, you know what? Not doing it.
So yeah, so the fear is just falling down like just a whole other like rabbit hole, like due to the real estate and stuff like that. Well, all you got to do is just get rid of like half of those Transformers and the details behind you, and you got space
that's
for that
true,
shit.
but nah, I'm good. If I win the lotto from now until when they start dropping, maybe that'll change. But no, it's not happening.
I'd love to get like a 6-inch scale Hiss Tank and a couple of Vipers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
100%. His
One.
tank,
Yep.
a ferret, and a vamp.
You guys talk so much shit. I bet you a year from now, when all that shit comes out, you guys
Yeah.
I
There you go.
bought
Give
one.
him, David. Give it to
It's
Dave.
there in the corner.
Let him feel it, Dave.
I opened it for like 2 minutes, and then fucking, now it's
Nah.
gone. I want to see all that stuff out in display and all that fucking crazy ass vehicles flying around your houses and shit.
Dude,
Yeah.
I love the
You
vehicles.
will hear.
When they come out with a 6-inch fucking helicopter and it's fucking this big,
Mm-hmm.
I mean JD will have it, but
Well,
I
put
mean,
feelings here, buddy.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like you brought it up earlier, Dave. So okay, like where are you gonna put all this stuff? So Joe's is a action figure line that was 3 3/4, because of the vehicle like involvement and the playability when it came to that stuff. So now upscale that to this 6-inch line. Like I thought I heard, was it somewhere in one of the chats where like supposedly like it's gonna be a third party company maybe producing some of the vehicles? Like what's that about?
Gary said it was Jazzwares, maybe.
No, that wasn't me. I was just
Maybe somebody else said
somebody
something.
else said that it was Jazzwares. I just said that Jazzwares has made Fortnite little mini vehicles already that could be adapted to some Joe vehicles.
Gary, I tried to Google that. I didn't find any. I think you're crazy.
I thought that was something like it was like an official thing. Like,
Is it?
this was happening.
So I know there's Fortnite made by McFarlane, right?
Yeah, they have
And
some vehicles.
Jazzwares,
for
so-
yeah.
Is it McFarlane who makes the vehicles? Then did I get confused?
They have some gliders. They make the gliders.
Yeah, but there's a little
They have an
ATV type
ATV.
thing. Yeah,
There is an ATV
Okay,
that
Dragon.
they made. Yeah, the dragon
Well,
that they made for the glider. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, regardless of now whether it's a third party company or not, do you think like Hasbro is gonna, or is gonna do what they're gonna do, like as far as like making vehicles for these upscale 6-inch figures? Now
I hope so, Darius.
It is McFarlane, Gary.
Okay, so I got my.
I think what's going to happen is that if you're a GI Joe fan, support the line, and eventually, I'm sure if they get that
there it
support and
is.
that love, they'll make the vehicles. They'll
Quad
do the retro,
Crasher.
they'll do the retro cards. They'll do I think what's gonna really turn this one. I think it's going to be the Cobra figures. To me, like I want to see a Cobra Commander. I want to see all the Destros. I want to see what they do for those evil guys and all the troopers and all that stuff, because I think that's where, like, I like all the good guys. I like some of but more of what I remember of Joe is all the evil guys.
I mean, you got to have the villain, and that's the thing with
Yeah.
the toy line is you can't just have the good guys. You got to have the bad guys too. Like so.
Let's see
All
what
right.
a Destro looks like. Let's see what Cobra Commander looks like, and I'm sure they're going to do the retro cards, which is going to sell hot because some of that retro card art looks awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
like the box art. I mean, if the shit looks like that, if they're making toys based off of this video game, and that's where they're taking all that artwork from, it's from a mobile game or whatever. And like, even if that's what they look like, I'm in. The Cobra Commander
Yeah.
looks fucking awesome.
But JD, they're going to for a wave, they're going to do the old retro wave where they're going to have Snake Eyes in the card back.
Yeah, eventually they're going to do some classic sort of thing. I think at this point, they're just trying to gauge like how these are going to, how well it's going to go.
So,
How many years till GI Joe hits 40?
God,
They just
gotta be
celebrated.
close.
No, they just celebrated like the last major wave of 3/4 inch were the 50th.
Oh, was it the 50th?
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, because it started.
I'm
'cause
only 40.
you're
How
thinking,
old am I?
you're
You're
thinking about the
talking-
'80s cartoon.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
thinking about
GI Joe was a
Nah.
thing before that. Like it was.
No,
a
it
thing
wasn't.
before
Shut
that.
up. That's-
like all the
Kung
figures
Fu
that
grip.
all the figures that Dust has hanging on his wall.
yeah.
Those are 2050.
So those are 25,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
2050.
and they've been hanging up there for 5 years, so that makes them.
Oh, look, see, Josh knows. Look at this. See, he's dropping
Yeah.
knowledge.
There you go.
Joe debuted in '64.
All right.
Not exactly what we know, but just that soldier, that's
Yeah.
GI Joe soldier thing.
So 222,
Or maybe it was
2022 is the 40th.
there we go.
So that's
Okay.
when the retro cards come out.
So then the last wave. I'm sorry, I was wrong. The last wave,
Shout out to the chat squad.
30th anniversary was the last major wave. Was the 30th.
All right. Well, Dom, are you in on these things? You're into GI Joe?
I'm going to probably be selective in regards to it. I like certain characters that I probably pick up. I'll definitely do the retro. I probably would.
Buying them all.
I'm not buying them all.
Yeah, he is.
I'm
He
probably
is
not.
too.
But
He will.
So yeah, GI Joe, I feel just like it's that Hasbro property that was side by side with Transformers, but I just feel like it didn't have the teeth that Transformers did. It just
Dude,
sort of-
I'm afraid it's not going to have any teeth now.
funny-
You're just gonna
the funny-
die and slow. You're gonna get these figures, and that's it. You're not even gonna get any fucking Cobras. Like it's not gonna sell, and that's it. Lion's dead, right? That's it. It's over.
that's it. Thundercats all over again.
Oh well, then maybe I wasn't wrong. Then I thought, yeah, that's originally what I thought they were the 50th anniversary.
Listen,
Okay.
people. If you don't want Brink's premonition to come true, you have to buy it. You gotta
Thanks,
buy
John.
this stuff.
Excuse
You
me.
want them to make it, right? If you
Yep.
make it, they
Nah.
will come. Was that the saying?
From an anniversary perspective, I know G.I. Joe's been around a long time, but that cartoon has not been around for 50 years.
No, the cartoon was 82.
No, the cartoon, no, but just the franchise.
82 was the 5-part miniseries for the cartoon.
Yeah. So, and I know, I think there's just a couple of guys in the panel. I know we're on overtime here, but besides the G.I. Joe stuff, the Transformers reveals and stuff like that, Earthrise, there's a Scorponok coming out, the other figures, the Skylinks, some of the other figures that they revealed. Anybody still into that? I know nobody's really into Chug. I know Dominic, JD, like some of you guys.
Like I'm definitely gonna pick up the Skylinks.
Yes,
Yeah,
I like that.
That's
And
a good value.
JCC cheap chugs.
Yeah.
I gotta make room. And that's taking up a lot of it.
No, I'll be getting Scorponok and Skylinks. So now it's all a matter of timing it right.
Yeah.
Like, do I wait for the Christmas sale or do I not wait?
See, now that's the thing, because sometimes some of these pieces you don't see them, and then if you're looking on Amazon, some things are higher than retail, and then some of these things you can still buy at retail or sometimes cheaper. It's like,
Yeah,
you don't know. Like, it's a gamble.
I
right?
haven't purchosed the Omega Supreme yet.
Me
so
either.
it's like,
I missed that.
I'm waiting.
I forgot.
Yeah, I missed that
And,
shot.
and now that one's creeping up, right?
Yeah.
It's still available. It's still available.
Yeah, but they're giving that Trypticon away, so
Yeah, it's pretty much that Triptychon's like free.
So maybe it just depends on character, because I think a lot of people
Or
overwhelming.
they're just learning from their mistakes.
Yeah, I think people were really feeling the way that Scorponok looked. I think a lot of people were impressed with the look of it. I didn't really hear a lot of bad things about that overall design, and the Skylinks as well. Like that spaceship extra 5th mode is whatever, but that thing is official. You get the links, you get the Skylinks. It's official. That looks good.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? $80 Commander class.
Yep,
that looks
I
like
liked
a
it.
good value actually for that figure.
I liked the MMC one quite a bit until I saw that was a bit, finicky and fragile putting it
Yeah,
together,
okay.
in the combined mode. So,
Yeah.
and it's $80. It's way cheaper, than
And that Scorponok is not a retool of Omega, as I know
No.
I had
No.
thought it might be.
Yeah, it looks like they just maybe reused the upper hips and thighs, but that's the only
Yeah.
thing that looks the same. Everything else looks it's it's different.
Yeah.
So pretty impressive. I liked everything I saw. I'm all in on that line. I love the way these figures look.
Jose, that's exciting. That's so
Yeah.
exciting to hear you excited. To hear you pumped up about the line again.
yeah. Well, it's the one thing I'm still collecting.
That's okay.
And because of everything, so I'm enjoying what they're doing. It's definitely better, like I said, than the previous trilogy. Worth of stuff. The only thing was they had a lot of reveals on the new, they had showed a trailer for the new Netflix series. What do you guys think about that?
I'm excied about that.
I actually
too.
didn't see it.
You didn't see the trailer for it?
Yeah, I'll have to look at it.
Yeah, I thought it looked cool, but of course, I read it within the media, but of course, watching the trailer, you could see that the character designs. They said they used the CAD files,
Yeah.
to basically animate the characters, or use that for the characters design. So those things just look like the toys,
Yeah.
But it was interesting just to see it all in motion. I dug it. I'm hoping it has a little bit more of an adult feel, which so far from the trailer looks like it does.
Yeah,
I'm
it definitely
interested in
does.
the story. That's what
Yeah.
I like the fact that they're in that war type atmosphere, and there's people for the war, there's people against the war, and all that bullshit. So
Yeah.
I think it's definitely going to have that more adult, storytelling feel. But it's going to be interesting to see if they really dive deep into that and get a more of a Rogue One type feel, where you got these guys battling and the relationships that are built between the battles and stuff like that.
Yeah, nice barrel.
Cliff jumper again.
There you go. Yeah, that's gonna be the first episode. Come on, Dave.
We better not. Man.
Dave, did you like the trailer? Did you see it? You dug what you saw?
I thought the animation was okay, but I could see why it is the way it is now. Once it was explained to me last night, somebody said how they're basically scanning the toy, and
They're trying to selling the toys. Basically,
that's cool. I think that's fucking cool. At first, I was just like, it looks a lot like the toy, but the animation's not. It look kind of like they're taking too much time to move around.
Mm-hmm.
The robots themselves, but it fits. It makes sense now.
Okay.
Story
I'm-
looks good.
And
Yeah,
I hope it's dark, a little dark.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
darker.
don't want
Yeah.
everybody to be fucking singing and dancing at the
Yeah,
end.
people making the hard choice, and friends are divided, and enemies and shit like that. Like that'd be cool.
I'm all for the nostalgia too, like bring back the old characters and story, but I want them to bring in some new characters too, like bring in some new Cybertronians like they did in IDW that we don't know. You know what I mean? That will pull it in more for me.
Yeah.
I mean, they're making new characters. What are the little guys that came out? The one guy's like Daddy O and
Snake
Leg
Breath,
Pierce. I don't even know. They're just making names up.
Shield guy,
yeah.
Shield guy, yep.
I
Red
only
dude.
I only saw the trailer once, so
Bullet Sponge.
I don't remember everything, but I sort of dug the way it looked. It looked better than the Combiner War stuff that we were getting from Machinima. And again, just hoping for that more like mature like storyline, which I think we're gonna get. I was reading that supposedly it's gonna be like a military based storyline. So you figure stakes, maybe survival, so hopefully they play into those themes and we'll see. It's only that show's gonna debut in a few months, right? June, July, sometime this summer.
I don't think I don't like from what I understand, I didn't hear any real date.
Okay, I think it's supposed to be
somebody in
very
the chat said June, but I mean, I'm curious. I hope it's good, but at this point, it's too late.
Yeah.
By the time the cartoon comes out, these toys are irrelevant.
Well, they're still doing the trilogy stuff. We're gonna get at least another year of this type of stuff, and then of course at Toy Fair they revealed the figures from this toy line, which is basically Siege repaints. And some of the repaints look good, but I'm like, man, it's all the same stuff we got already. So
it's already irrelevant.
If anybody didn't get these yet, here's your chance. Congrats. I do like some of the redecos, but they're all basically things that have dropped already. So that's what kind of disappointed me. Nothing brand new as far as toys coming out from this Netflix series. So, but just because this series is based off Siege, it sort of makes sense. But I was like, hey, it would have been nice to get something new, So, but like I said, the Earthrise reveals, some of the new stuff that we're getting, I really, really dug it. So, all right, so let's.
Good, though. I hope it's good.
Hopefully. I think the line has been an improvement overall. So if it's just basically the character designs and everything that we've seen coming out, I'm all in. The Run Amok we saw, we're going to get a runabout. And I think there was some news that leaked of some upcoming future releases that they haven't even announced yet. And based off the character designs we saw, I can't name anything specifically because of memory right now, but it was okay, it makes sense. Some of the things that they were talking about was all right, I think we could see ourselves even the studio series. We're getting that Cliff Jumper that we saw in the movie, the Blitzwing, a lot of that stuff. It just looks pretty okay. It looks pretty good, and things we didn't expect to get. So for anybody that's still collecting retail mainline stuff, I think that's pretty cool. So. All right, let's wrap it up on that. We'll again go around the yard and get some where you at, and we'll call it a night. Gary Allen, since you were first,
yeah,
I'll start with you again.
Gary Allen on Facebook is the best place to find me there.
JD,
Pigment Surgery and Shelf Gravy. Tuesday nights here with you guys. Tomorrow night, all new finger banging.
Woohoo!
yeah, Ace was promising something different.
Yep, he's
Interesting.
gonna. Yep.
All new, all different figure bagging tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Hope we're not over promising and then under delivering.
All I know is it's gonna be late.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, maybe a little late too. Yep.
9:30 ish, and with an emphasis on the ish.
Ish.
Yeah. All right, Dominic.
You can find me in the Facebook groups at Dominic Grosso. And if anybody's interested in selling at NJCC and getting a table, let me know.
Word.
Hit me a message. We got 4 tables left. We're trying to get that that middle section again. And if we can fill the 13, it actually provides us a better rate per table. So he's giving us a discount in regards to if we can fill up that spot. So if you're interested, let me know. We got 4 more tables left. I'm trying to give him a number at least by the end of next week, if possible. I told him I'll keep give him a heads up in regards to that, because if we can't fill it, I need to give him some time to fill the rest of those tables if we can't fill it. So
yeah, that's real.
I'm trying to be nice, and I need to cut, but like if we only could fill up 8, I think the price just jumps up another 10, 15, $20 per table. So
we can't have that. We can't have that. So you know what? Anybody you want to sell? NJCC, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. It's April 4th and 5th, I believe. Be a part of what do we call it? The Rock Island? Be a part of the Rock Island. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be selling stuff there. We're all going to be there, and we'll be promoting it as we get closer to that date. But as Dom said, if anybody wants a table, hit him up. And
just hit me up. I'll add you to the chat. Just send me an IM. I'll add you to the chat. Payment's not required right away. What I'm planning on doing is just giving him a final number. If we can fill the 13, we'll fill the 13, and then I'll ask him when he requires payment, and then we'll work on payment in regards to the whole table. Like I said, just to get the feel, if we can fill all 13 spots, it's like $95 per table for the weekend, which is not that bad.
Yeah.
If we don't, it's going to be like $110 per table for the weekend. So,
right.
So just letting you guys know that, and just if you know somebody and with all these releases and you need some cash flow freed up for buying all these new toys and you want to get rid of some older toys, it's be your opportune time to do it.
Yeah. And honestly, it's a fun experience. I don't want to sidetrack us too long, but the first time Bricks hit us up, and we, because of a last minute cancellations, and we all sort of brought stuff to sell, we had a great time, and all of us basically have been selling at NJCC ever since. So like, if you guys got stuff to unload, hit Dom up, let him know. We'll get you squared away, and it's definitely going to be a good time because we're all hanging out together, not only making money, but we're hanging out and having a good time. So
and we all bring food, and we end up doing a good job, just having fun and chilling and relaxing. But the thing is too, this is purple drink. And the thing is, this be a good show too, because it's obviously it's in April. Everybody's getting their refund checks back, so
yeah.
So it's a good show to go to still get that unwanted stuff away.
Look at you selling already. You're selling tables right now.
There's a lot of opportunities to be converted into a meme also, so keep that in mind.
Yes.
Dom could attest to that. He could.
You could get all the photos that you possibly can get that weekend and meme them up all the following lovely years ahead of you.
I'm glad Gary brought that up, because shout out to the shot I got a Dom in the chair, because they put him in the shot on the Shao Kahn throne. Like, that shit was funny from Mortal Kombat. That was fucking the greatest. I forgot who did it, but whoever did that, excellent. All right, Energon Addict.
Oh, that's me. You can find me here on Tuesdays and on Instagram, Energon Addict. Promise to be more active shortly. And Facebook, David Colon. Hit me up.
Hit him up.
Hit me up.
Brink.
Brian Brink, the Facebook groups at Brinkalizer on Instagram.
All right. And you can find me all over social media at HarricanBX. Please check out Verbally Challenged with HarricanBX. That's available on all audio platforms. I got a couple episodes in the can, guys, but just bear with me, please. I'm busy. I'm trying to get them out for you. And here every single Tuesday night with my brothers around the yard right here. Before we sign off, shout out to the chat squad. You guys were excellent tonight. Really appreciate you guys hanging out. Check out Crashbox Customs on social media for all your Mezco and diorama needs. I heard if you mention the word realm, when placing an order, you'll get a surprise gift with your purchase. Don't forget to check out the rest of the shows on the Realm of Collectors YouTube network. You got Enter the Realm on Mondays, Figure Banging, which is a brand new episode tomorrow. And don't forget MPSP Theater this Friday night with Nick Brammer and the rest of the crew around 9-ish. You know how that goes.
MPSP Theater will be giving you your Marvel Legends news that we missed yesterday.
Oh, that's right. There you go. So Look forward to that coverage. And shout out to the rest of the shows on the Cool Table. You guys check out the Cool Table page on Facebook. You could subscribe to all those other podcasts through there. Once again, shout out to the chat squad. Thanks for hanging out tonight. That does it for us. We'll see you next week. All right. Take care. Stay safe.
Awesome. Have a great week, everyone.
Bye.
Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Say it with me now. Really?